She is the face of a whole new generation of Finval. The innovation level of the boat is very considerable. New structure and hydrodynamics, layout and internal arrangements of space. It is a tournament and a family boat at the same time. Everything here is adjusted to your own needs and tasks. It is a special day for us. We will conduct a final user test, after which the boat will go into mass production. So, meet our new 575 Casting Pro. The first impression of the boat is a combination of classic and sporty style, sharp and smooth lines. It is rather wide, 232 centimeters. Complete absence of plywood and wood. Hull framework is regularly used for Finval, and still the weight of the boat is only 630 kilos. So an engine of 115 to 150 horsepower is quite enough for her. Now let's move on to the construction of the transom. As you can see, technologically it's quite complex. The first thing to pay attention to is a hydro tunnel in the area of the keel. Due to this tunnel, the area of friction with the water is significantly reduced when the boat is planing. As a result, we get more speed and save fuel. There is one more important function of the hydro tunnel. It allows you to mount fish finder transducers further from the motor gearbox. This minimizes the shadow on the side scan fish finder sensors. And some more about the features of the stern part of the boat. During planing, this part of it does not touch the water. As a result, the friction on the water decreases and the speed goes up. However, when the boat stops, the stern is partially immersed in the water, which significantly improves the stability of the boat. Pay attention to the dead rise of the hull in the bow part. This structure is available mainly for large fiberglass boats and yachts, and it significantly improves seaworthiness. We managed to bend an aluminum sheet at such a sharp angle. The chine in the forward part acquired a characteristic S-shaped form and became like a sharp knife. So the boat cuts the waves like a knife cuts butter. Well, let's go. 575 Casting Pro speed test. There are two of us in the boat, plus a cameraman weighing 125 kilos. That's the way some of them are. We reached 3,000 RPM and 40 kilometers per hour. Going to 3,500 revolutions. With the loading of the boat that we have at 48 kilometers per hour. Now it's 4,000 RPM. When there were two of us, it was 61 kilometers per hour. With the 3 people on board, it's 58 kilometers per hour. Speeding up to 4,500 RPM. 67, 68, 68 kilometers per hour. Okay, now going to the max. 5,400 at 83. 5,600 at 87 kilometers per hour, and that's it. She cannot give us more. Unfortunately, it's very hot now, plus 35 centigrade. This affects the speed. But we conducted the test with pretty much like 4 people on board. Now, let's talk about the interior space. The bow deck. It is quite spacious. On the right and on the left are two dry storage compartments. The covers are equipped with shock absorbers. The volume of the storage compartments is quite large. A casting seat with a pedestal fits easily into it. The hidden base for this seat is located here. Comfort is added by two cup holders placed in the consoles on the outside. And here is this drawer for tackles. In the center of the boat, we have a huge rod storage. 10 rods of up to 2.45 meters are easily accommodated. Please pay attention to these rubber bands. They reliably fix the handles of fishing rods in their places, so the risk of damage during transportation is minimal. You can also install electric traction batteries under the lock of the fishing rods. One very important point. If you plan to fish less and spend more time chilling with your family and friends, you can order the bow deck layout with a P-shaped couch. In that case, instead of the rod storage, there will be a wide passage and a large P-shaped couch. At the same time, the large storage compartments on the left and right remain. And don't worry about rods, we reserved additional places for them. But more about that later. Now let's move on to the aft deck. It's really huge, both width-wise and length-wise. All this due to the special shape of the stern, which I mentioned at the beginning. It looks like the boat hugs the motor, protects it, and facilitates access to the propeller when you're afloat. With such a design, it is convenient to take the fish out of the water, to sunbathe, and climb aboard after a swim. By the way, on the right-hand side there is a built-in telescopic ladder. Instead of a ladder, shallow water anchors can be installed here. With that in mind, we reinforced this part of the case, so you can install even 2 talons, no prob. Now about the capacity of the aft deck. In the middle, we have a huge and long trunk for a full canvas enclosure. The trunk is so roomy that it can also accommodate lots of other stuff. Besides, the storage compartment gives us handy service access to the bilge and part of the electrical equipment. Closer to the cockpit, we have 1 single and 1 double folding passenger seats. Under the single seat is a technical storage compartment holding a battery and a charger. Under the double one, there is a live well with a timer, LED lighting, and an oxygenator. Between the seats, there are 2 bases, one for installing a fishing seat, the other one to put in a pylon for towing a skier. Closer to the sides, right at the hands of the passengers, there are 2 large bottle holders. The cockpit deserves special attention. There are large fiberglass consoles on which you can install 2 12-inch fish finders and a tapped glass windshield, which we created together with TaylorMade. So installing windshield wipers is not a problem. We also have 2 stylish and reliable membrane panels for controlling electrical equipment with high-quality illumination in the dark. There are enough free buttons to connect additional equipment that you may need. Under the captain's right hand is a bottle holder and a shelf for personal belongings. The passenger console has a built-in bottle holder, a USB socket, and a niche for storing small items. In the very center of the console is a big, capacious glove box, as well as a wide handle made of stainless steel. Under both consoles, there are additional storages for things or installing additional equipment. Between the front seats, there is a large locker. I guess it can be handy for keeping mooring fenders or other equipment. Pay attention to the shelves and niches on both sides of the cockpit. Imagine how many useful things can be put there, and everything will be at hand. You don't need to open anything, just reach out to it. On the driver's side, there is a spacious niche under the shelf. And on the passenger side, under the shelf, we made a niche with quick access to 3 fishing rods. So in this boat, you can store 13 rods in a ready-to-use condition, 10 in the nose trunk and 3 in the niche. If you don't need a lot of rods and you ordered a layout with a U-shaped couch without the central locker, you will have the option of keeping your rods right here. And finally, a test for maneuvering in difficult conditions. This test is a must for a manufacturer and relevant for sporting anglers. Of course, a responsible and safety-conscious captain would not do this under regular operating conditions. We usually carry out testing of pre-series samples in informational silence. This time is a pleasant exception. Anyway, we did find a few disadvantages. After all, that was the whole point of the test. So, it is necessary to improve the fixation of the retractable wicket, to improve the lockers under the consoles, to make it easier to get things or equipment out of them. Also, a handle is needed to make it easier to climb on board after a swim. Otherwise, we can say that 2 years of development and preliminary tests were not wasted. We received a small weight compared to the large size. The boat has excellent stability and a 5-seater cockpit. The tempered glass, designed with tailor-made, worked out pretty well. We can store up to 13 fishing rods in the boat. We have very spacious shelves and niches in the cockpit. And what's very important, the boat's speed and seaworthiness characteristics are pretty good. Conclusion: we have produced a boat which features prominently among the other Finval models and deserves professional attention. Thank you, and see you on the water. I'm grateful to our military for making it possible for us to carry on with our work. Glory to Ukraine!